How are you feeling?
Better. It's never happened to me before.
Not quite the ending you were looking for, huh?
Not exactly. That was painful. And scary. Not being able to feel pain for years and then suddenly being able to feel it, I didn't like that at all.
What do you think it's like?
Dying? I don't know.
You never thought about it?
Oh, of course I have. When you're not allowed to do something, you spend a lot of time wondering what it would be like.
So you've tried?
I have. I'm not embarrassed to admit it. Not proud either, but once I realized what I was, I knew I needed to find a way to end it. Death is a part of life, isn't it? I've experienced a lot of life. So, part of me is ready for the next adventure.
Never heard it put that way before.
You've never thought about death?
Sure. Not exactly my favorite topic to think about, but it creeps up sometimes. Got pretty close when I was in the war. I was in Europe with a whole bunch of other crazy fellas who decided to take the fight to the fascists. Met some good men while I was over there. One day, when we were on patrol, we encountered patrol from the other side. We got pinned down pretty quick and, unfortunately, couldn't radio for any sort of help. We must have been out there for hours before we finally got some sort of assistance. Being that close to death changes you. Changes the way you see the world and your place in it.
How did it change you?
Well, to be honest, it made me want to live again. Mariah's mother, Andrea, had broken my heart before I went to war. I guess you could say I went to war to die. To find death on the battlefield. Instead, I got a whole new perspective on life and decided to keep living another day.
And you're drinking?
I drink to keep the pain away.
And does it? Keep the pain away, I mean?
No. No, not really.
How do you suppose we'll get in touch with Steven?
We don't. I've met his type before. He likes to feel in charge, so he'll call on us. In the meantime, it'll give us a chance to get acquainted with this book.
Seems strange. All this fuss over a little black book.
A little black book of tremendous power.
And here it is, in the hands of a drunk and his undead lover.
It'd make a great detective novel.
I doubt there is a detective novel standard way of handling this.
No, but there is a scholarly way of doing it. We read the book and see if there's anything that can help us.
Then I think we're gonna need another drink.
Have them bring the bottle. I have a feeling this is far from light reading. The book was completely handwritten and extremely old, but I was thankful for it to be easy to read. To be honest, this strange book felt more like a diary than a book of spells. Yeah, for every potion, recipe, or incantation, there was a story about angels, demons, and these ceremonies called dark baptisms. All of it written by some guy named Alan the Bard, who apparently had lived through each and every one of the events outlined in the book. However, that was possible. We'd reached a section speaking about a witch queen named Morrigan about halfway through the book when we finally stumbled upon the information we wanted to know. The Danse Macabre, an ancient ritual for soul transference to and from the afterlife.
Finally. I finally found it.
This must be how Steven plans on bringing back his great-great-grandma.
Doesn't sound so bad when you say it like that.
Huh. If he finds this page, he could bring about the end of the world. Especially if this lady is as dangerous as the book says she was. Did you just rip the page out of the book?
I did.
You can't do that.
Apparently you can, because I just did it. You said it yourself, Charlie. If he finds this page, it'll bring about the end of the world. And since I need this page for myself, we keep the page from him.
Giving him the book is still going to be bad for all of us, Marie. He might not get his grandma back, but he'd have enough spells in here to take over a small country and more than enough knowledge to get some very bad people to help him do it. This book is a weapon with or without that page.
Exactly. This book is a weapon. So why are we so afraid to use it? Inside this book, we have all the tools we need to get Mariah back.
Well, you have a point. But the question remains, what spell do we use?
The spell we use has to be just right. One that will give us full advantage over Stephen and his men. And one that we can use quickly. There it is. I saw it earlier towards the beginning of the book.
Let me see. You sure you want to use that spell? The Black Rain spell might do well too.
No, this is the one. Trust me.
You know I do. I took Marie's hand and looked into her eyes. Something about this plan. It felt as if this would be the last time I got a chance to look at her face. The scarlet-haired angel that threw my head for a loop more than any glass of bourbon. I was about to speak when a tall, thin man approached our table. I immediately recognized him as one of Stephen Kingston's Queen's Guard. It didn't take much to know exactly what he wanted. I didn't let go of Marie's hand and was thankful to see her easing her other hand back onto the table without the missing page. We got into a cab that was clearly stolen, and we were driven away from the bar. Marie and I said nothing, but I made sure to put the book into her hands. She understood this magic business far better than me. If this spell was as powerful as it sounded, I would need to move Mariah out of the way as quickly as I could. The car took us to a boatyard. The place looked as if it hadn't been used for quite some time. It was pretty isolated, save for a few cars facing our direction. Our cab pulled up to the other cars and flashed its lights twice. Immediately, Stephen got out of his car. He snapped his fingers and a man pulled a bound and blindfolded Mariah. The way he tugged at her made my blood boil. What confused me, though, was how groggily she moved. Something's wrong.
What do you mean?
Mariah. Well, she's...
Mr. Murphy. And his pretty associate. Glad you accepted my invitation.
It was less of an invite and more of a silent request from your friend here.
What's wrong with Mariah?
The kid? Just gave her a sedative to calm her nerves. And keep her from using those mind powers of hers. I gotta say, Murphy, bravo. Knocking up an elf and making a half-elf? The world is going to need go-getters like you once I remake it.
You drugged my daughter?
Sweetheart, please. Talk to your boyfriend here and let him know it was for her own good.
He's his own man, and I am not your sweetheart. We've got your book. Now give us Mariah so we can do the exchange.
I don't know who you are, lady, but I'm well aware that you've been helping Mr. Murphy here. I can only assume that you're helping him see reason here because you're the one with the book. Make no mistake, though. My business is with him, and not you.
We're partners. And believe me, she's just as invested in that book as you are.
Oh, really? Well, I'll be sure to let you borrow it once I'm done conquering the world. Now give me my book.
Murphy, do you trust me?
With my life.
How about mine?
I looked at Marie to figure out what she was talking about. She turned her head and winked at me. Without a second thought, I punched the driver standing next to me and pried his gun out of his hand.
Wrong move, Mr. Murphy. Kill them!
I ducked behind the car as shots rang out into the night. It wasn't until I heard Marie's voice that it became clear to me what was happening. The bullets were having no effect on her.
Get that book!
I peeked out from behind the car and fired off a few well-placed shots, taking a few of Stephen's grunts down and forcing a few of them to back up. I wanted to fire at Stephen, but he was holding Mariah in his arms as a shield.
I don't know what game your friend is playing, Murphy, but I promise you it'll mean the end for your daughter. What the hell is that?
What's wrong, Stephen? Don't you want to meet your grandma?
What?
That, pretty boy, is the void.
And I hear it's a fantastic vacation spot for assholes like you. Let her go, Stephen.
You idiots. Do you know what you've done?
We know exactly what we're doing. Now give me my daughter back, or so help me.
You've no idea what you've just opened up. And for what? Some half-breed?
My body moved on its own the moment I saw Stephen let go of Mariah. The bullet went right over her neck and through the side of Stephen's. I was disappointed it didn't kill him, but at least it made him lose his grip on her. As Mariah fell forward, I saw him start to grab for her as he fell. Without a moment of hesitation, I lunged forward and drove my body into his, knocking him out of reach. We must have gotten closer to the portal because at that moment, I could feel my body being pulled into the swirling black hole. I could hear Marie calling after me, but I couldn't stop. My body was in a free fall right into hell, and there was nothing I could do about it.